Hi, it's Lewis from Electrical Connection. I'm excited to come to you today to show you our new light distribution system. It was really designed with the 2018 and up Honda Goldwing in mind, but this can actually be used on any motorcycle. The emphasis here is isolation, and what we're trying to do is take the load of whatever lights you add to the motorcycle and not put them into the factory wiring because it wasn't designed to run it. So the heart of the system is our new distribution block. This block in the production form will have 5 rows of outputs. This one only has 3. Again, the production version will have 5. The input row at the end on this side, and then right in the middle there are 4 fuses. The 2 fuses on the outside represent the left turn and right turn, and the other 2 are running light and brake light. And the reason we're doing that, if you have a short in the turn signal, instead of taking out the complete unit, it will only take out that one channel. Also means when you go to troubleshoot, you now know where you're going to look instead of having to look at all 4 channels. So again, this is the heart of the unit. This unit is a passive device. It only passes electricity through that it receives on the input side. And we do that by using an isolator. So we will have a complete kit that'll be the sub harness that connects to the motorcycle, which is plug and play, and that's where we get our left turn, right turn, running light, and brake light function. We have set up so that you can get just the components you need, like the distribution block and then other pieces I'm going to show you here in a minute, if you already have a trailer isolator, because we know a number of you do. So the trailer isolator takes power and ground from the motorcycle. This 4-pin connector is the input trigger side. This is our 07692 sub harness for the 2018 up Honda Goldwing. This plugs in between the taillight connector on each side. On the left side we're getting left turn signal, on the other side we are getting right turn signal, running light and brake light. The termination of that is this 4-pin white connector, and we have a matching unit on the isolator. You'll plug those 2 together, hot and ground to the battery, and this thing is ready to go. So again, if you order the unit already all pre-configured, it'll come with this header connection point on it, and all you have to do is plug it in. If you already have an isolator, this distribution block will come with a couple of our 5-pin connection points, and the only thing that you'll need to install that will be a set of wire strippers and a small flathead screwdriver. And what you do is loosen the head of the screwdriver. That causes the plate to come down, and you insert your wire and tighten it up, and it brings the plate back up and it crimps the wiring and holds it in place. There's 3 different methods to these types of terminals. The first one, the screw goes down and the screw head actually makes contact with the wire. In a AC environment, that works great where there's no vibration and you don't have any strands. In DC, where you're running stranded wire, it tends to break the strands, so we don't like that design. Then there is a clamp design. The middle of the road quality price version has a clamp that when you tighten it, it goes down. That's a good one. It's much better than the first one that we just described, but this particular design is the best of the 3. When you tighten the screw, it actually brings the clamp up instead of going down. Through mechanical leverage, it gives you a little bit tighter crimp, and we just like that design better. Regarding isolators, again, we know that some of you already have them. It might not be an electrical connection, it might be the show chrome unit. We will offer a wire kit that you will connect to the output of the show chrome, and that will feed the inputs directly. Now, I know on this one it has a number of terminals. On this side, it's only switched in constant hot and ground, so the output for running light, brake light, and turn signals is all done on this side. And this only has 1 connection point for each hot. This gives you an increased amount of connection points. Okay, so with the distribution block, we have several different ways that you can take the outputs from this and run it to all of your lights. The first one, obviously my favorite, is the electrical connection flower pigtail. Each of these has 4 connection points. This is the right side with the red heat shrink, left side with the white heat shrink. Each of the 4 connection points has a silicone cover that pops off. You plug your wire in. The diameter on this connector is about the size of a ballpoint pen. We have the smallest connector in the industry. We also understand that you're not always going to buy all electrical connection lighting products, but we want to make this where it's as easy and seamless as we can, no matter whose lights you get. So with the electrical connection pigtails, we offer 3 different adapters. Right now we have 3 companies in this industry that are making lights for that bike, so we cover all 3 of them. The first one would be the Gold Strike. So if you're going to install a Gold Strike light, you take a set of the adapters that come in pairs and you place it up against it, twist it, you'll feel it drop in, push it in. That's now a watertight connection. Now you can plug in a Gold Strike light item. If you're going to use a SoCal Moto Gear or Kuriakin, we have you covered. They both use the same JST connector, but they are pinned out different, so you have to make sure that you have the right one. The Kuriakin unit will say JST-KU, the SoCal Moto Gear JST-SC. And again, these will plug in the same way. Take your empty port, set this in, twist it until you feel it drop, push it together, you now have a waterproof connection there, and now you can plug in your Kuriakin or SoCal Moto Gear light product. The next option is our 12-pin taillight connector. So these come already pre-wired, already has the connector on it. So all you have to do is plug it into the distribution block. And this is the same taillight connector that all of our competitors use to power their lights directly. So instead of having to cut off these 12-pin connectors to make everything work, plug this in, take their connector, and only plug in one side. Now you've powered everything and you just don't have to worry about cutting wires and getting it in the right spot. This way everything is plug and play. That is the Kuriakin adapter. The Kuriakin setup gives you 3 outputs on their wiring harness. This is the SoCal Moto Gear, which gives you 4 connection points. And again, all it does is plug in. Last is the Gold Strike, and again, plugs directly in, gives you 4 connection points for all of the, Gold Strike lighting product. If you're looking to minimize the amount of componentry that you have under the seat, and the Gold Strike, I know that you can cut off the 12-pin connectors and then plug that into this and then plug directly into that. And that again will minimize the number of the massive unused things under the seat. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. We have about a dozen new light products that's coming forward for the new bike. Once this is all done, and again this will be up on the website starting next week, we will start releasing all of our lighting products. They are all based off of our flower pigtail connectors. Each light has a connection at the light, and then you have a secondary connection here. So there's an extension cable that will go in between the light and this. The reason we do that, if the motorcycle has to be taken apart, you need to have ways to undo your lighting. So if we just have a connection at the light, let's say at the back of the bike, you need to take the saddlebag off and you have our fender fill lights, you unplug it, take the bag off. You don't have to go up, unplug, unrun, undo body work. It just unplugs right there at the light. And all of our lighting, that is a hallmark of the way we do that. As a technician, I understand the frustration of getting into a motorcycle and having to cut wires just simply to add other things or to fix work. So by doing it this way, you don't have to worry about that. Again, I'm very excited to bring this to you today. You will start to see these show up on the website next week. Pricing will be forthcoming as well. If you have any questions, send an email, info@electricalconnection.com. Ride safe.